name is Yana and all my fellow friends. Today, we would like to present about case study workshop technology. First of all, I would like to introduce all my group members. The most lovely Karinisa and the innocent Amiru, and the third one is the handsome Kaniwal, and the last one goes with me, the beautiful Mutira. Today, I would like to start off with introduction. There's a lot of welding in this world, and we have chosen SMAW as our topic for case study. SMAW refers to shielded metal arc welding. There's a lot of application on shielded metal arc welding, for example, fire pit, manufacture of car, and etc. So, we have decided to take a real-life application for our workshop technologies case study, and we have chosen water tank stand. It gives balance to the heavy water tank from falling down. And the water tank stand was formed with a lot of welding joint which really can relate with the shielded metal arc welding. It's the simplest, least expensive, and widely used in arc welding process. It is usually referred to stick welding or manual arc welding. It is a process which melts and joins metal by heating them with an arc between a coated metal electrode and the workpiece. The electrode outer coating called flux and assists in creating the arc on workpiece. It provides the shielding gas and slag covering to protect the weld frame from contamination. A good weld will be formed when all the welding factors applied accordingly. And the factor was electrode angle, arc length, the speed of electrode travel during welding. I hope everyone understands what is shielded metal arc welding all about and how does it works. That's all from me. I would like to invite Karinisa to explain more about basic concept of shielded metal arc welding. Thank you.
Basic concept of shielded metal arc welding. The welding in which the electric arc is produced to give heat for purpose of joining two surfaces is called electric arc welding. Power supply is given to the electrode with one of wire will be clamped on the work table and named as ground clamp so that can reduce the external heat released during the welding. Voltage of the power supply machine will change according to the diameter of the electrode. Basic concept of power surge. The power in a welding circuit is measured in voltage and current. The voltage or volt is governed by, first, the arc length between the electrode and the workpiece, and is an influence by electrode diameter. Current is more practical measure of the power in weld circuit and is measured in amperes. The amperage needed to weld depends on the electrode diameter, the size and thickness of the piece to be welded, and the position of welding. Less current required by two. First, thin metals and small electrode. It is preferable to weld on work in the flat or horizontal position. Weld in vertical or overhead position reduce the amperage. Best welding results are achieved by, first, maintaining a short arc. Second, moving the electrode at a uniform speed. Third, feeding the electrode downward at a constant speed as it melts. Working procedure of shielded metal arc welding. First, always wear personal protective clothing. Second, make sure the workpiece is clean before welding. Third, use an electrode cord MS6013 or E6013 with diameter 2.6 or 3.2 mm. After that, adjust the ampere around 60 until 100 for electrode diameter 3.2 mm. Work clamp. Place as close to the weld as possible. Before striking an arc, insert an electrode in the electrode holder. A small diameter electrode requires less current than a large one. Next, hold the electrode 60 degrees work angle and 2 until 3 mm above the base metal. Hold that position over a spot just inside the left edge of the metal until a molten pool is established. Then, welding then proceeds from left to right for the right hand. Stop the process at the end of the workpiece. The correct technique is hold an electrode at the start position for first or 2 seconds and continue until the end of the process. At the end, hold an electrode at the last position for first or 2 seconds before finishing the process. The frequency of this action will be determined by the size of weld being deposited, and the correct action improves with practice.
Hello, my name is Kenuelia and my matrix number is 07DEM20F1014. Now, I will be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of shielded metal arc welding. As you can see from the slide, there is 6 advantages of shielded metal arc welding. Let's go to the first one. The first one is relatively simple equipment. Why it is simple? It is because shielded metal arc welding only needed the electrode holder with cable, the earth cable, the power source, which is the arc machine, and also the electrode. The second advantage is not sensitive to wind and draft. It is not sensitive to wind and draft because it does not use the gas compared to the other welding type such as the gas metal arc welding, which uses the gas, and of course we knew that the gas will be affected by the wind. The third advantage is it is most portable of all welding. Why it is said the most portable? It is because shielded metal arc welding can be connected either to the AC or DC current power source to power it on, compared to the other welding type such as the oxyacetylene welding, which needed this oxygen cylinder to be connected to it. The fourth advantage is can be power using gasoline or diesel in remote areas. This is the interesting point for me because it can use the diesel or gasoline to power it on, as we knew that in remote areas there is a low probability of electricity source. But don't worry, the shielded metal arc welding still can be carried out. The fifth advantages is equipment and knowledge of technique are already widely placed in most industries. The equipment of the shielded metal arc welding and also the knowledge of the welding technique are easy to get, as it is most placed in the industrial and also commonly used by people. The last point is low equipment cost. Shielded metal arc welding has low equipment cost because it does not require the hose to channel the gas meter, and also the gas cylinder. That's all for the advantages. Let's move on to the next slide. As you can see from this slide, there is also 6 disadvantages of shielded metal arc welding. The first one is require more operator skill. It is because, as we knew, the shielded metal arc welding has many factors to be care of. For example, the arc length and also the speed. The second disadvantage is makes better and require extra cleanup. This is because when the electrode used and the temperature used is not suitable, it may cause better. For example, when you use an electrode which require higher temperature but you use the temperature lower, it may cause the electrode to stick on the workpiece, and when you try to unstick it, it may cause sputter. The third disadvantage is low quality of the welded product. It is because the shielded metal arc welding has no automation function as in the MIG, which has the continuously fed electrode, which will help you in controlling the arc length. The fourth disadvantage is entrapment of slag. It is because the shielded metal arc welding use flux in the welding process. And the fourth disadvantage is react to reactive metal. The shielded metal arc welding is not suitable to carry out with the reactive metal such as the titanium, the zirconium, and also the columbium. The last disadvantage is welding process require more time. It is because the shielded metal arc welding has no automation function and we need to change the electrode as the electrode use up. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name Amirul bin Syarifuddin, student DEM SEM1, matrix number 07 DEM 20F1025. I will explain about type of joint, safety element, fire prevention, tool for SMAW, safety procedure. Type of joint in welding. First is butt joint, corner joint, lap joint, T-joint, and edge joint. Three types of joint we found in the product. First is corner joint, second is T-joint, and lastly is edge joint. About corner joint, joint made when two pieces of metal are placed at right angle to each other to make a 90-degree angle. Used for both light and heavy gauge sheet metal. Advantage about joint can be welded without any filler metal by melting the edge of the parent metal. About T-joint, joint that is made when two pieces of metal are placed together to form a T, used to weld stiffeners in aircraft and other things. Advantage about T-joint, joint suitable up to 3 mm thickness. Edge joint, joint that is formed by placing two pieces of metal parallel to one another or by stacking one on top of the other. It is economical for plate having thickness less than 6 mm. What safety element? Firstly, we need welding bandana, safety glasses, welding jacket, welding glove, welding helmet, leather apron, denim pants, leather shoes, or we just use welding goggles, leather apron, leather glove, and safety shoes. Tool for SMAW, or we call shield metal arc welding. First is electrode holder with cable, spring, chipping hammer, wire brush, electrode, glove, welding shield, and earth cable. About safety procedure, number one is comply with the laws that have been set in the workshop. Number two, wear safety equipment such as wearing safety goggles, wearing gloves, face protection, ear plug, and so on. Number three is get permission before starting work. Number four, not careless while performing duties. Number five is provide cooperation with colleagues while performing tasks. Number six, pay full attention when performing tasks. Number seven is ensure the welding machine is properly closed after the welding work is complete. Keep the tool used in their original place. Number 9 is ensure that the place work is well cleaned, such as excess work. Just that. Thank you.